Live to the book face.
Fantastic.
Let's see how we go. Make sure it goes live.
Let's see if we crash the car. No?
Surely, I've done this enough times, it's going to be working. Look at that. It's live now.
Cool.
All right. Huzzah. Awesome. All right. Well, we're going to rip straight into it today. Everyone's got other things that they need to be doing. We'll make this quick and short for you guys. So last week we spoke about how to essentially get back 8 hours a week in free time. One of the most common things that happen when people come to us, around their business, their time is always, man, I'm doing 60, 80, 100-hour weeks. How do I get that time back while still actually making money? And so last week we went over sort of 30,000 foot view of how it all fits together, the plan that we run people through from day dot when they join up, because you can't do anything if you don't have your time back. You can't work on the business, you can't make more money, you can't hire more guys. It just makes things harder and harder, and you already don't have enough time. So step number one is getting that time back. Like I said, we jumped into the 30,000 foot view of it all, and today we're going to be jumping a bit deeper into one specific portion of it, which is feeding the animals and making money now. So Owen Chambers got the whiteboard of magic ready, and he's going to rip straight into it.
Yep, sweet as. So fairly kind of straightforward process, and it's straightforward and it's simple. It's not necessarily easy to execute, but it is straightforward and simple. And what this exercise is all about, it's about identifying how you can make more money immediately. Okay, and it's about identifying how we can hit our break even, cover our overheads, still collect cash, which is incredibly important when running a business, obviously, but also make put in place the foundations and put in place the process of how you can let go of some things and start doing other things that are more important. So I'm going to just share my screen. We're going to work through this in a couple of key points. So bear with me as the technology all catches up. There we go. Fantastic. Can you see that, Cam?
Yeah, looking really good, man. Looking good. You've obviously done this before.
Alrighty. So step one with all of this is to do what's called a task audit. So if we were to look back on the last 7 to 14 working days that you've had, so the last 1 to 2 weeks, okay, or you could expand this out to the last month. What are the typical tasks that you do in a standard week, standard fortnight, standard month, okay? And you want to make a really comprehensive list of all those tasks. So that, honestly, that might take you, a couple of days to do. So if you just ripped off a blank piece of paper and started listing everything, and as an example, all right, you could look at a list just like this one here. Okay, can you see that, Cam?
Yeah, man, we've got that one up. That's Gordon's list, is it?
Yeah, that's right. So we had a member who previously did this, okay, and that's kind of the benefit of getting around other members or into a community of like-minded people. A lot of the work is already done for you, okay. So use this list as a reference point, okay, because what we're looking at here is we're looking at categorizing all the tasks that person was doing down into marketing, sales, estimating and pricing, construction, administration work, and design. This person had a design and build company. Okay, so same but different to a lot of our members that do renovations, knockdown rebuilds, remodels, reclads, new developments and things like that. All right, and he had categorized all of his tasks down. This was everything that he was doing when he joined the program. Okay, so that's step one. That's step one that you need to do as well. Okay, so after you've done step one, what you need to do is you need to really start dialing in quite specifically what value each of those tasks have. So if I jump back here again, okay, so some of these tasks are what we call high value tasks, and some of these tasks are low value tasks, all right? What we essentially want to do is you want to rank all of your tasks into 3 categories. Number one, you want to go through your task list and you'll put a dollar sign next to all the tasks that make us lots of money. All right, what I'm talking about here is they have an input and a really big output to them. All right, these are things like fixing, repeating, and recurring problems, pricing a project at a really healthy margin, fixing your gross margin through a job, selling to qualified prospects, hiring, removing bad eggs and bad apples. Okay, so firing as well. All right, thinking about capital allocations, thinking about getting your doing your next development or spec build, doing a show home versus a showroom. Okay, all of these really key things are going to have a huge impact that are going to help you improve your margin and your time. All right. Next, you want to go through your list and you want to put a tick next to all the cash collection activities. So these are things that collect you cash really quickly. These are things like doing project management when we're charging a project management fee. These might be things for some people like being on the tools. This could be things like getting your invoices out, okay? Following up variations, not missing any payment dates, okay? Things that collect you cash really quickly, all right? You want to put a tick next to all of those tasks on your list, okay? So think of them, as having an input and a larger output. That's then going to leave you with all of the leftovers. And these are kind of like the white noise tasks. These are ones that have an input and they got almost an equal output, okay? It's just like you do work and you got to tick it off your list, but it's not actually collecting you cash, or what we call feeding the animals. You stop collecting cash, the animals will die, right? You stop feeding the animals die. So feeding the animals tasks are ones that collect you cash. These are not those, okay? And then we've got big high value tasks and exercises that honestly most people neglect and only get to when they finally can, okay? So these ones are going to send you out of business. You run out of money, you run out of business, you run out of feeding the animals, your animals die, okay? These ones, you've got a busy job with overheads typically. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, okay? The output you get is greater than the input you have. You might be making money, you might be making profit. It's like, woohoo, well done, great work, okay? But honestly, you might have just a busy job with overheads, okay? When you stop doing this, this stops as well. You can't go on holiday, you have no leverage, you're the one that's maybe trading your time for your cash, okay? You're collecting cash in that capacity. These are the ones that build us real leverage and build a nice big business for you, or a well-systemized business that have systems and people to run those systems, okay? So these are the things that we want to focus more on. All right, so that's step two. Step one, you've created your list. You could use that example that I had on screen before as a reference point, but it's going to be unique to your situation. Step two, you're going to rank your list into 3 categories: high value, cash collection, white noise. Step 3, we're going to identify the most important list in your business, and that is your stop doing list. A lot of people often talk about, they look at successful people, they look at other businesses that they want to replicate or model, and they go, what do they have that I don't have? That's the wrong question that you need to be asking initially. It's the right question, but initially and immediately you need to be asking a slightly different question, because you cannot be expected to go and do more and be more without getting rid of some things first, okay? There's only so many hours in the day, so many weeks in the year. Okay, and you can't just work harder, you need to work harder on smarter things. So the question that you need to be asking is, what do I have that they don't have? What do I need to stop doing? What do I need to get rid of? And what do I currently have that they don't have? And that might not always just be that you have a certain responsibilities or certain projects or certain lower margins. It might be identity and mindset stuff as well. Because one of the key things that we actually see as people grow their building companies, systemize themselves out of the day-to-day, is that they need to adopt slightly different mindsets. For example, when a lot of members come to us and they join us in the accelerator program, what they're often doing is they identify as being really damn good builders, okay? They're on the tools, they're on sites, they're running their teams, and they're really bloody good at what they do. And that's what's got them from where they were to where they are, but it might not necessarily get them from where they are to where they want to be, which is the next level of their building company where they have true wealth, both more time and more money. To get there, they might need to lose the identity, stop doing the things that they identify with being a great builder, and instead become a great business owner. And that means that you might need to lose the idea that you can only have 10 to 15% margins. You might have to lose the idea that only you can do some of the works on site. You might need to lose the idea that you need to sign off every quality control. You might need to lose the idea that only you can sell, or only you can price, or only you can do certain things. You might need to lose the idea that you need to be on site every single day. Okay, so just to drive home this point that we are at, I've locked myself out. I've gone on such a ramble. Step 3 is you need to create your stop doing list. Your stop doing list is all the stuff that does not collect you cash, does not make you lots of money. Okay, so create your stop doing list is it's the most important list in your business. The list of the things that you need to stop doing so that you can become the person that you need to be. Okay, and then the last step, step number 4, is we now need to create your default diary. Okay, a framework for your week that's going to help you be successful. And what we do not need to do and what we cannot do is we cannot set the Mount Everest of default diaries. What you cannot do is you cannot come in here and schedule everything out perfectly. Okay, that is a recipe for failure. One thing goes on a little bit longer and that cascades to the rest of your day and just balls everything up. Okay, that's not what we want to do. What we want to do instead, okay, is we want to set not the Mount Everest, but the level that we no longer accept in the business. And we're trying to raise that level of what we no longer accept in the business month on month, week on week, day on day. And maybe previously you didn't even have a default diary. So now you no longer accept not having a default diary. Here you go. Here it is right here. Then next week you no longer accept not working on the business at all. So all we need to do is we need to schedule one time in the week when we're going to work on our highest value tasks. Okay, these things up here that we identified as having a really big output for our input. Things like selling to qualified leads, pricing jobs at a good margin, improving our back-end margin and profitability through a project, okay, fixing problems that keep recurring, hiring good people, firing bad people. Then what we might do is we might add in our next thing. And what's really important here for step 4 is we find the same time on the same days every single week to work on the highest value tasks that you've identified through this exercise. Okay. Now the big mistake that I see most people making is one week it's here, the next week it's there, then it comes over here, then it goes back over there, then they decide to do it on a Monday, then it was a long weekend, so they're going to do it on a Friday. That's not building habit, that's not building rhythm, that's not building routine, and that's not building consistency, which is really the fundamental name of the game when we're looking at growing and systemizing your building company. So what we want to do instead, and what I've seen our most successful members do, is they have always consistently tried to identify a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday or Friday morning to work on their business. Why not Monday? Well, you know what our industry is like. Monday's pretty much chaos. There's a lot of project management, a lot of shit going on. Why not the afternoons? Well, like I said before, one thing goes on a little bit longer, it cascades through the rest of your day, and now we're working in the evenings, and your wife and your significant other's possibly not going to be too happy about that. Plus, you're usually shanked by the end of the day, and you just want to chill out, okay? So the mornings work best. You can get up, you can get after it, you can finish what you need to finish before arriving into the rest of your day, and it's not going to impact anything else. So hopefully this has been helpful. These are the 4 steps that you need to take to identify how to build rhythm routine, discipline into your week, how to identify what to work on, which is most helpful, while also feeding animals, collecting cash, and identifying what you need to do to hit your break-even points. If you want us to go a little bit deeper into any of these points, just comment below 1 through 4, and we can chat with you a little bit further. Or direct message us and we can potentially do this as an exercise with you. We can share any of the resources and we can follow this up with you guys in a messenger chat. Cam, would you add anything before we wrap this up?
No, it looks real good, man. And I think you've covered off everything that we wanted to cover off today. So yeah, guys, if you've got any questions, feel free to clarify those in the comments below, or else we'll call that one a wrap and we'll see you next time.
Fantastic. See you guys. Here's to your success. We're in your corner from the professional builder. Take care.
See ya.